Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, March 3rd, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I have faith in my personal revolution evolution. And today we move into our second revolution evolution day of Sun in Pisces. These are days where Uranus energy works us over a little bit. Uranus energy is meant to liberate us, to help us shift, to help us get past these stuck points that can often trigger us. And so a lot of times revolution evolution days can be triggery, but they're not triggery for the universe being a butthead and being like, poke, that hurts, right? Instead it's like, poke, ooh, I gotta work on that. So notice the pokes and work on that. That being said, we have some interesting astro. I think I say that almost every day. I actually want to look at Lilith first because I find Lilith energy to be so purposeful, and every movement of these objects in outer space is so purposeful in what it can bring forth within us. So Lilith has moved back into Leo. I mentioned that yesterday, and today we have the moon moving into Leo and connecting with Lilith. So thank you, Leo, mahalo. The moon and Lilith energy, you can go your own way. Leo energy gives you the courage to go your own way. And this conjunction of the moon and Lilith happens. Ooh, I don't know if you just saw that flash of lightning that we just had. It was very bright. Boom. Yeah. Okay, this is important. This conjunction of the moon and Lilith meets up with the conjunction today of Chiron and Venus. I actually tracked it to its very minute of its conjunction because we have Chiron right at the verge of 14 degrees. I wanted to see, is this happening at 13 degrees, 59 minutes, or is it happening at 14 degrees? It's at 13 degrees, that Uranus degree. That's like, hey, I'm going to poke at you a little bit because this is important. This is where you're being called to evolve. So to go back to that moon and Lilith conjunction, your soul is so much more wild and primal and outside any box that it could ever possibly be put in than you even realize. And Lilith is dancing us out of these boxes that society and we have put ourselves into. And this takes courage to dance this dance. And this is why we have Lilith in Leo. And this is why we have this moon in Leo. Because this moon has, the Leo moon, I have a Leo moon, has a very fiery heart that can help instigate that courage to take the steps necessary to dance to your individual beat of your drum, right? And that is what we're doing with this Chiron Venus conjunction. How much do you love yourself? As I sat down to record, that was the first thing I wanted to talk about, was do something to show you that you love yourself. But this isn't like, I'm going to take a bath to do something to show that I love myself. It's not about like getting a massage to show myself that I love myself. Those are wonderful things. But this is like, lay something down. Approach something challenging in yourself or something that has been going on for so long. Do something actionable. It's Aries energy. Do something that requires that courage. Maybe your inner warrior standing up a little bit to show you that you love yourself in this energy. So of course, do the other nice things as well. Give yourself ice cream or whatever that is for you. But this energy is a little bit more fierce in its nature. And And that 13-degree energy, and with the sun reaching 13-degree energy, it feels like there's potential for you to revolutionize a very deep old pattern that has kept you probably outside of your personal true flow, to really engage this next level you energy. So it's powerful. Now, it's also interesting because Venus does represent relationships, and with Venus and Chiron conjunct, there can be stuff around relationships that comes up in this energy. This could be romantic relationships, familial relationships. This can be your relationship with yourself. This can be your relationship with your ego. This can be your relationship with your soul that came in, that's like, come on, human, let's do the thing we came to do. So pay attention. It's also interesting that while Jupiter will not reach the Chiron conjunction until I think it's March 11th, we have Jupiter at 12 degrees hanging right there. So this energy is being magnetized. We just had another big lightning strike as I said that. This energy is being magnetized for us at this time so that we can change this pattern. Notice the things that are bothering you. Notice the place where you feel contracted. Notice these places where you feel smaller than you actually are. And that Moon in Leo, have the courage to take it with your heart on another level. Mahalo agrees wholeheartedly with that. Came in right for us at that time. Now, on the way to these big ol' energies that we're looking at, we have the moon finishing up in Cancer and opposing Pluto. And with that, even though it's early in the day for most of us, we may have some control, power stuff coming up that's showing us where we're letting ourselves be small, or where we're letting ourselves be bullied into following somebody else's path, or following somebody else's rules, or whatever that is. So notice that. Notice that energy, because then we step into that Lilith moon energy, which is like, I gotta be true to me. What is that? There's I don't know who the saying's by, but it's a quote like, 100 people in the world are gonna, take your hand and be like, this is important, this is important, this is important. And it's so important that you take your hand back and be like, no, this is important. This is the energy today with Venus and Chiron conjunct. That you can take your hand back and be like, this is important, and live from here and move from here and see what happens as you do. Find that inner spark come alive as you do. Now, I will say that we are building to a full moon. The full moon's not going to reach its peak till early on Tuesday morning. But through this weekend, we got some fiery building full moon energy in Leo happening. The full moon's going to be in Virgo, but we're going to be feeling that building. And can you feed that fieriness into courage? The courage to act as love, the courage to act from love in these energies, the courage to do what you love, the courage to move in ways of love, ways of joy, even in the craziness of the world right now. So, speaking of love, interestingly enough, I do have the Lover's card in reverse. So, being that we have Venus conjunct Chiron, there could be some relationship stuff that comes up. Again, we can look at the relationship stuff, but how is this calling to you? And where is this calling to your courage? Rather than it being so much about the other person. With so much Aries energy, we have so much to learn about ourselves at this time, and we can do that through these reflections, through these mirrors, but it's so easy to make it about the other person. So be aware of that in this energy. We also have the Wheel of Fortune card, the Change card, and this is part of this Revolution Evolution Day, and this is part of Aries and Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. There are wounds. We all have wounds to be healed. And they show up for us. We don't have to go searching for them most of the time. Those uncomfortable things, those connect to the wounds. So how are you being called to show up for that? I have the Thunderbolt card in reverse as well. To me, this feels like there's some deep, old processes that are coming up and through this. And like I said, some of these things that we're shifting might be beyond this lifetime. So just be aware of that. You may not be able to find the origin. A lot of times I like to go find the root. This may be beyond the root. I have the Trust card. Trust your process. I've had the comparison card so much this week, and I don't have it today, but I'm feeling it as I say, trust your process in this, and trust how the universe is moving you through this. How are these things happening to show you how you need to move forward and where you need to break out of these old patterns? And the final card, speaking of you, is the Existence card. Tuning into your magic, your personal magic. Each of our magic looks a little different, but I do promise you that you do have some magic, and this energy is pulling it out of you. So tune into that as part of this overall process. So leaving that here for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.